Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me for another weekly reading. This week's quote comes to us from BYRON KATIE, and it is right here. So again, this wonderful quote is, "Everything happens for me, not to me." I just love that quote. There is so much wisdom and so much power in that quote. If we can all approach life in that way, that everything is happening for our greater good and not something that's external, that's negative, that's coming at us to persecute us or wrong us or whatever. If we just look at things in a very open, accepting way, life just would just transform for so many of us. You know, a lot of us get caught in these patterns where we just continually kind of go over and over things that have happened to us, and we stay stuck in these patterns of blaming other people and feeling like victims. And when you go about life in that way, it's very, very difficult to progress. So again, everything happens for you, not to you. Try and think about that this week. If you come across any particular challenges, try to look at it that way and see how your thinking transforms. Okay, guys, this week I am using the Anna K Tarot, one of my favorite decks, as you know. So I'm going to be doing our regular 3-card spread. The first card is going to represent work and finance. Second card represents love and relationships. And the third card represents health. So I'm just giving them a final toss and going to start picking in a moment. Hope you are all doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to everybody who is watching this, but the people who need to watch this video and get these messages will be viewing this right now. The universe has directed you here, so listen up and see if any of these messages apply to you, and if they do, see what it means to you. Okay. And I hope this helps everybody for the greater good of everybody. So for the week of March 14th to the 20th, 2016, Anna K Tarot, what do you have to tell us about work and finance? Work and finance. Okay. So our work and finance card. This one, love and relationships for the week of March 14th to the 20th, 2016. What do we need to know? What does the universe want us to know for our greater good? Okay, it's this one. And health. This one. All right. So, work and finance this week. We got the 5 of Rods, or the 5 of Wands. This is often known as the competition card, and I think this illustration of it is wonderful in this deck. We see these guys who are arm wrestling. They're having a competition. They are competing against each other. So I think this is pretty clear. This week in your work life, you may find yourself competing with somebody. You may find yourself in some kind of a power struggle with somebody about something. You may be trying to prove yourself. You may find yourself being challenged by somebody. Now, if you are unemployed and this is just a finance card for you, you could find yourself feeling kind of challenged financially. Maybe you are questioning your spending. Maybe somebody else is questioning your spending. Maybe you're questioning your ability to to bring in the money that you need to pay your bills and all that kind of thing. Somebody may be questioning your financial choices. Let me just look at this again here. Yeah, and we see other people observing here. There's people watching this competition going on. So this is going to be a public kind of a challenge. So this really is telling me that for some of us in our workplace, there's going to be some kind of a competition, some kind of a challenge going on that is outwardly civil, outwardly not nasty or anything like that, but underneath, you're feeling like you have to prove yourself, like you really have to win this challenge. It's like, especially when other people are watching, you feel like you have to accomplish a certain thing, or you have to, you have to be the victor. You want to be seen in that role, right? So you could be going up against, other people for a promotion at work. Maybe something about your job performance is being questioned and you're finding yourself having to kind of defend that, or maybe even you're finding yourself having to defend your position. Maybe you're coming up against some kind of like a job review, like your annual review, like your performance review, and you're having to prove to your supervisor, your manager, whoever is giving you this review that yes, I am still a viable employee here. I am still needed here. This is why you need me, and this is what I've produced, and this is what I do for this company. So I am getting it's not going to be anything you can't handle, because like I said, this is a very it looks like a kind of a friendly atmosphere, looks kind of jovial, like, hey, this is all a game. It's kind of like maybe there's some office politics that are going on here too. Maybe there are some rivalries going on in the workplace that you're dealing with, and just make sure that you don't fly off the handle and that you don't lose your cool, because other people are watching. Other people are paying attention to your behavior. They've got their eyes on you. So how you handle a situation at work, if there's a difficult person you're dealing with, make sure that you do it on a very, very professional, be as much of a champion as you can. Prove to these people that you are the better person, that you are the bigger person. If somebody is being really petty and kind of nasty, show the other people in the workplace that you're above that you are not going to sink to that level, and you will be the victor. You will be the victor, okay? So we'll come back to that when I sum up. Let's go to the love and relationship card. And it's the Ace of Rods in reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse. So 2 Wands cards so far. So this is going to be a fiery week. I'm showing you this upright so that you can see the image. So in this card, we see, this is very cute. We see this little girl who is balancing herself on this rod, and she's walking across a stream. She's walking over a stream that is she's quite high up. She's balancing herself. She's got her arms out. She is venturing out on some kind of in a new direction. She's trying something new. She's trying to accomplish something. So the Suit of Wands is all about, it's about work. It's about activity. It's about passion. It's about creativity. It can be about spirituality. It can be about sexuality. It's represented by the element of fire. So these are the things that make us get out in life and do things. And aces are always about new beginnings. They're about fresh starts. So this is, when this card is in the upright, it's about starting something new, starting a new project, starting some kind of new creative venture. It could be a relationship, could be a passionate relationship you're about to embark on, or you feel yourself about to embark on. Whatever it is, it makes you feel excited and really gets you motivated and feeling like you want to get out and do things. But this card was in the reverse. So when cards come up in the reverse, it indicates to me the opposite of the energy, either that or a lessening of the energy. In this case, I think something that you want to start is not going to get off the ground. And this came up in our love and relationships area. So let me go back to what I said about the wands can represent sexuality, and that this card may indicate you're about to embark on a new passionate relationship. So maybe you have met someone recently who you are very excited about, somebody who just really sparked a big attraction in you, and made you very, very excited and feeling like you wanted to get out and start a relationship. But maybe it didn't get off the ground. Maybe you were just sort of emailing somebody back and forth or something like that. Or maybe you were in a social situation. Maybe you met somebody and you were kind of chatting, but it didn't really go anywhere. It didn't go where you were hoping it would go. Or maybe even you met somebody recently and you had like this amazing first date, but you never heard back from them or something like that. It's it's a delay or a stopping of the action. So something is either not getting off the ground, something that you wanted to put a lot of passion and energy into did not get off the ground, a new relationship, or something that you did start kind of fizzled out and died. Let me just look at this again. I'm going to look at it upright. So if you're coupled, if you do have a significant other, this card may indicate like, when you've been together with somebody for a long time, very often, people say that the passion just kind of isn't there anymore. It just kind of dies. You're just feeling very, very kind of apathetic and bored, and you may even be taking your relationship for granted. So be careful of that. If you are, happy in your relationship and you're just feeling a kind of lack of, things aren't really that sexy anymore, do what you can to revive that. Do what you can to spark that excitement between you again. Everybody has to do this when you're in a relationship for a long time. I mean, the honeymoon period doesn't last forever. It does die out, and we do start taking each other for granted. So I think this card is warning you against that. So if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling like, oh God, like I can't remember the last time that we felt this way together, or that we did this together, do what you can to spark that again. Make the effort. Don't wait for your partner to do it. You initiate it. You take charge, and let them know that, hey, I'm missing this. I really want this. I really want this passion back in our relationship. And so see what you can do to get that going again. Okay. Now in our health sector, we have the Four of Cups in reverse. Okay, Four of Cups in reverse. So I'm showing you this card upright again. So when this card is in the upright, we see this guy, he's, sitting at this banquet table, and these women are bringing him all this food and drink, and he's just sitting there with his arms across his chest, looking very, very kind of bored and, like this isn't really doing much for me. Like he really is just kind of, he's bored. He's not being emotionally fulfilled anymore. Now the cups are a suit about the emotions. They're about love. They're about feelings, the way we feel about things, how we feel inside. And when this card is in the upright, it is signaling that we're just not feeling it anymore. We're just kind of like, like things are just dull. Things are dull and boring. But this card was in the reverse. And as I said, when cards are reversed, I believe they mean the opposite. So let me see how this would relate to our health. Let me just look at this and see how it's going to relate to our health sector here. Okay, so rather than feeling very, very apathetic and bored and like feeling absolutely no motivation to do anything about your health, I think you're feeling the exact opposite. I think you are feeling extremely motivated and extremely excited to make a change and to do what you can to feel better. Okay, so you may have been feeling this way in the past. You may have been feeling like really just, I just feel so no energy. I have no energy. I have no motivation. I have no inkling to get out there and do anything or change my situation, the way I feel in my body, the way I feel emotionally. And this is the opposite. You're feeling a rejuvenation, I think, this week. You're going to feel rejuvenated. You're going to feel motivated. You're going to feel called to really, really take charge of your health and be active and be motivated. Maybe you're going to join a gym. Maybe you're going to get out and take part in some sports. Maybe you're going to actively take charge of your diet plan. Maybe you're going to go see some kind of health practitioner who can help you with a physical problem you've been having, and you just thought that it would never go away and you could never do anything about it. This is a take charge week for your health. This card is telling you need to take charge and get out there and change things. Things are not going to change if you stay in this position, if you stay feeling like, oh God, I'm just so stuck here. I just feel like I don't want to do anything. Nothing turns me on anymore. You got to be feeling this way. You got to be feeling like, hey, I am motivated here. I want things to change, and I am going to do what it takes to get things to change. Okay? So let me just look at all three of these together and recap for you. So we've got 2 reversals here and 2 wands cards. 2 wands cards and 1 cups card. So fire and emotion here. This is going to be an emotional, fiery, passionate week. There's a lot going on inside of us this week. So these 2 cards here, the Ace of Rods and the 4 of Cups, this is the love and relationships card, and this is the the health card. Both of these cards are kind of like, they're kind of passive cards. Well, no, not this one, because this is in the reverse. Sorry. When it's upright, it's a passive card. But, it's indicating, at least in this one, in the past, there was like a feeling like a stall of your energy, a stall of your motivation. And in the present, with this card, there is a stalling of something. There's either a stalling of a relationship that you were hoping would turn out to be something more if you're single, or there's a stalling of like passion in your relationship if you're partnered up. But this card here is very active, the work card, the 5 of rods in our work sector. So to me, this card is really kind of the key in this reading. I think whatever's going on in our work and financial life is going to give us that energy. It's going to give us that motivation to do what needs to be done this week in our relationships, in our health as well. So in your workplace, if you are dealing with a difficult person who is affecting your work, if there's some kind of rivalry going on between you, if you're vying with somebody for a promotion, make sure that you conduct yourself in the most professional manner possible. Act like the champ. Act like you're on top of it. You are gonna win this. You are gonna come out on top, because people are watching you. People are watching you, okay? They're observing what is going on. So how you behave in this scenario, whatever it is, whether you're dealing with somebody difficult, a boss, a coworker, whatever, or whether you're vying with somebody for a promotion, make sure that you conduct yourself completely professionally, okay? And if this is just relating to your finances, if you're struggling with yourself, if you're struggling to figure out what you can do to get a hold on, to get control of, to control your finances, look into what you can do to change things around. If you need to go and talk to a financial consultant, do that, okay? But I'm really sensing this is more of like a workplace issue. This is somebody that you're dealing with who your interaction with them is going to be observed by other people, and how you come off in that scenario is going to be very important. So, like I said, watch how you conduct yourself this week, okay? Keep your cool. Don't lose your cool. Stay on top of things. Be completely professional, okay? Now, in our love and relationships, we got the Ace of Rods in reverse. So if you're single, you may have been hoping that a relationship would turn out a certain way, or you may have met somebody recently. You hoped it was going to lead to a long-term relationship, but it just didn't turn out that way, okay? And if you're coupled up or partnered with somebody, you may be feeling a lack of passion in your relationship. And my advice to you is to revive that. Do what you can to revive that. And don't wait for your partner to take the initiative. You take the initiative, okay? Whether you're, man or woman, whoever, it doesn't matter. or man, woman, whatever, whoever it is, don't wait for the other person. Take charge of it yourself. Let them know that you want this passion back in your relationship, that it matters to you, that you want the relationship to thrive. And take charge of that, okay? And if you're single and if a relationship didn't pan out, then, you know, it just wasn't meant to be. Don't beat yourself up about it. Try not to, dwell on it too much. Just move on. Move on from it. It wasn't meant to be, okay? And what was that quote that we got? Everything happens for me, not to me. Yeah, like if you're feeling, like poor me, oh, I really wanted this relationship to work and it didn't, and you're feeling victimized or down on yourself because of it, it's going to affect, your being able to attract the right person to you. So remember that as well, okay? And in our health, we got the Four of Cups in reverse. So this is the opposite of apathy. This is the opposite of boredom and kind of being in stasis about something. You're feeling motivated. You're feeling rejuvenated. You're feeling called to really change things in your health, whether that is physical or emotional. So get out there and do things. Get out there and do what you can to change things, to make yourself feel all revved up and excited and emotionally fulfilled. So whether that means joining a gym or taking up a sport or just getting out in nature and exercising, just walking around, whatever, or going to see a certain healthcare practitioner who can help you with a physical problem you've been having that you thought was never going to go away. Look into that. Research different practitioners that are out there and go and see somebody about it and see what can be done. Okay, you need to reverse this energy that was kind of around you for a while. And the card being in the reverse shows that it is changing. So do what you can to get on top of that and change things for yourself, okay? So guys, I hope that was helpful to those of you who it resonated with, and I hope the rest of you just enjoyed the reading in general. If you would like to get a personal, private, customized reading from me that is geared specifically towards you, you can contact me in the links below in the description box. I will have the link to my website. I will put the link to my Facebook page, and you can also contact me here on YouTube if you like, and let me know you're interested in a reading. I would be more than happy to work with you. Thank you so much for watching my reading this week. For my new subscribers, thank you very much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it. And for those of you who are my regular subscribers, I love you guys. Thank you so much for your loyalty, for coming back to watch me every week. It means a lot. I really, really appreciate it. So everybody, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Make the most of the energy that is just burning inside you this week, because we got 2 Wands cards here. Just take advantage of that wonderful, fiery energy. Okay, guys, I will see you soon. Bye for now. Mwah.